Before we begin today's chapter, I would like to sincerely thank our very first channel members. Your early support means a lot and gives this channel the motivation to continue bringing high-quality English novel narrations. Thank you for being part of this journey. When the sky turned black and death swallowed the mountains, everyone believed it was the end. But in that moment of absolute despair, one name shattered the death world itself, Xiao Yan. The deathly silence gate was stolen. The moment Hun Yuantian's words fell, the expressions of the three gaunt old men darkened as though storm clouds had gathered. One of them could not restrain himself and barked coldly. Hun Yuantian, we spent countless years preparing, paying an immeasurable price just to form 4 deathly silence gates. And yet you managed to lose one in such a short time. Hun Yuantian's expression flickered violently. Fury surged in his heart like boiling magma. He had never imagined that a mere moment of misjudgment would give Xiao Yan such a fatal opening. The formation they had constructed was a grand array infamous throughout the continent for its ferocity, the Death World formation. Only when all 4 deathly silence gates operated together could a complete death realm be born. Anyone trapped within would be drowned in endless deathly aura, their life force slowly eroded until nothing remained. Even 7- or 8-star elite Doushengs would find it nearly impossible to escape. If the formation had been fully activated, the Alliance army would have suffered catastrophic losses. Yet no one had expected such an accident to occur at the most critical moment. That brat. His soul has already stepped into the D state. Hun Yuantian clenched his teeth, his voice heavy with unwilling rage. I never thought he would so quickly locate the spiritual stone hidden within the deathly silence gate and erase my spiritual imprint. What do we do now? Another skinny elder shouted, glaring furiously at Hun Yuantian before turning to the others. There is barely any life force left in our bodies. Once this formation is unleashed, it will be completely exhausted. We'll need a long period of rest before we can act again. If another great war breaks out during that time, we won't be able to intervene at all. The price has already been paid, the dark grey-faced elder replied in a hoarse, gloomy voice, killing intent flickering in his eyes. There's no reason to let all our efforts go to waste. Activate the formation and cripple the Alliance army as much as possible. As long as our Hun Clan locates the Toshi ancient god mansion and opens it, the clan head will advance into the legendary Do-Di realm. When that happens, reviving us completely will be nothing difficult. The other 2 elders nodded. With matters having reached this point, this was the only path left. Hun Yuantian, why are you still standing there? The grey-faced elder roared. If I had known things would turn out this way, I would never have allowed you to interfere earlier to rescue Hun Feng. Not only did you fail, but you delayed the grand plans of our clan. If not for the fact that you are also a veteran of the Hun Clan, I would have killed you myself. Hun Yuantian clearly understood that he had caused a grave disaster this time. His expression was hideous, yet he did not dare utter a single word in defense. He merely turned around. His figure flashed, appearing at the edge of the sky. Dense, deathly aura erupted from his palm, linking with the remaining 3 deathly silence gates. In an instant, a dark world descended, enveloping the entire mountain range. Billowing deathly aura spread like a tide, corroding all life within. Xiao Yan, Hun Yuantian roared inwardly, monstrous killing intent surging. Once I capture you, I will make sure you suffer a fate worse than death. As the deathly aura spread, the Alliance army quickly gathered together. Their gazes were filled with vigilance as they stared at the black mist surrounding them. They could clearly feel the deathly aura seeping into their bodies through every pore. This kind of invasion was something neither Do-Chi nor spiritual strength could completely block. This is the legendary Death World formation, someone muttered. Lei Ying, Yen Jin, and the experts from the ancient clans all wore solemn expressions. A deep unease rose within their hearts. Even if top-tier experts like them could resist the erosion, the weaker members of the Alliance would suffer devastating damage. Such losses were utterly unacceptable. We must break through quickly. Gu Li, the Black Submerged King, said gravely. Earlier, he had been held back by 2 7-star Doushengs from the Hun Clan, and their clash had been nothing short of earth-shattering. He had never even heard of those 3 Hun Clan elders before clear proof that the Hun Clan had hidden its strength for countless years. Their true power far exceeded that of the Gu Clan. If not for their alliance with the Yan Clan, Lei Clan and Sky Mansion Alliance, the Gu Clan alone would likely be unable to contend with them. It won't be easy, Yanjin said in a low voice. A death realm has already formed. These deathly auras can even isolate spiritual probes. If we charge blindly, we'll only exhaust our strength faster. But if we stay here, we'll die all the same. Gu Dao of the Gu clan's 3 immortals smiled bitterly. They were truly trapped in a dilemma. Clan head Gu Yan is likely being held back by Hun Tiandi. It will be extremely difficult for him to intervene, Fairy Huo Ling of the Yan clan said solemnly, her enchanting face pale. Her aura was sluggish, clearly she had been injured in the earlier battle. Silence fell over the group. No one had expected the situation, which had been somewhat favorable, to suddenly deteriorate into this. Mochi! Suddenly sharp whistling sounds tore through the deathly mist. From all directions, countless black spears infused with dense deathly aura shot toward the Alliance army. The sudden assault caused momentary chaos. The deathly aura coating those spears was so intense that even Du Qi defenses were largely ineffective. Several Alliance experts were pierced through. In the blink of an eye, their bodies withered, collapsing into piles of rotten bones. Wisps of black vapor seeped from within. Damn it! Lei Ying and the others' faces turned grim, just as they prepared to forcibly charge out. The deathly aura ahead suddenly churned violently. In a flash, a massive black gate appeared. "Don't attack, it's me." The Alliance army was startled. The gate looked exactly like the previous giant gates. Yet before they could strike, a familiar voice rang out. Xiao Yan. Lei Ying and the others were overjoyed. Atop the colossal black gate stood a young figure. It was indeed Xiao Yan. "Follow me," Xiao Yan said in a deep voice. "This death world may be mysterious, but I managed to seize one of the deathly silence gates. The formation is incomplete. We can break through from its weakest point." Joy instantly spread through the crowd. With no time to ask questions, Lei Ying waved his hand, and the experts rose swiftly into the sky. "Go!" Xiao Yan shouted. He flicked his finger, and the massive deathly silence gate shot upward, hovering above the army. Terrifying suction force erupted, devouring the surrounding deathly aura completely. The pressure on the Alliance army vanished almost instantly. The sluggish Dao Qi within their bodies began to circulate smoothly once more. "This kid really is something," Lei Ying, Yanjin and Gu Li murmured in relief. If Xiao Yan had not seized that gate once the formation became perfect, the Alliance would have suffered an unimaginably severe blow. In ancient times, entire sects had been completely annihilated by this ultimate formation. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The Hun Clan quickly sensed the disturbance. Deathly aura surged violently, condensing into a 10,000-foot giant hand of death that slammed down toward the Alliance army. Xiao Yan flashed into the sky. Little Yi appeared upon his shoulder. With Xiao Yan's soul having entered the D state, Little Yi's aura had grown terrifying, far stronger than the purifying demonic lotus flame had been back in the demonic flame realm. "Ha!" Little Yi spat. Purifying demonic lotus flame burst forth, colliding fiercely with the giant hand of death. A sizzling sound echoed through the heavens, accompanied by a nauseating stench of decay. Roar! While Little Yi restrained the giant hand, Xiao Yan rapidly formed seals. A 10,000-foot Dharma idol emerged around his body once more. Its mouth opened, unleashing an earth-shaking spiritual sonic wave that swept across the battlefield like a storm. The deathly aura was forcibly scattered, revealing a dim, formless barrier not far ahead. Behind the barrier floated a figure. It was Hun Yuantian. "Clan head Lei Ying, clan head Yanjin, attack together and shatter this space," Xiao Yan shouted coldly. Lei Ying and the others nodded instantly. Dao Qi erupted skyward as several terrifying attacks were unleashed simultaneously, smashing into the barrier as Hun Yuantian's expression changed drastically. Boom! The formless barrier trembled violently before cracking apart and exploding. As it shattered, the deathly aura rapidly dispersed. Warm sunlight once again poured down from the sky. Grr! The 3 remaining skinny elders turned pale, blood spraying from their mouths. Their eyes dimmed with despair. They understood today's plan to cripple the Alliance army had completely failed. Warm sunlight poured down from the heavens like a cascading waterfall. Bathed in that gentle radiance, the deathly aura that had filled the land rapidly dissipated, vanishing without a trace. Lei Ying and the others finally let out long breaths of relief once the surrounding deathly aura had completely faded. They raised their gazes and surveyed the surroundings. They were still within the burial mountain range, yet not a single trace of life remained. Every blade of grass, every tree, every living thing had been thoroughly eroded by the deathly aura earlier. Not far from the Alliance army, a dense mass of Hun Clan experts hovered in the sky. Their eyes gleamed with ferocity as they stared at the opposing force. However, the expressions of those among their upper ranks were extremely unsightly. Clearly, none of them had expected that this so-called ultimate killing formation would fail to inflict serious damage upon the Alliance army. What happened? How was the Death World destroyed so easily? The nihility devouring flames expression instantly turned dark as he looked toward Hun Yuantian's group and demanded furiously. Facing his rage, Hun Yuantian and the others could only smile bitterly. After hesitating for a moment, the grey-faced elder finally spoke truthfully. Hun Yuantian's deathly silence gate was seized by Xiao Yan. As a result, the formation was incomplete. Moreover, Xiao Yan used the power of that gate to shield the Alliance army, after which they combined their attacks and forcibly broke through the area guarded by Hun Yuantian. Useless trash. A vicious glint flashed in the nihility-devouring flame's eyes. His gaze locked onto Hun Yuantian as killing intent surged. Without hesitation, he slammed his palm forward. Space crumbled as a palm of black flames struck Hun Yuantian with lightning speed. Already injured Hun Yuantian's aura instantly weakened further. He clenched his teeth and endured the blow in silence. Within the Hun clan, the nihility-devouring flame's status was second only to Hun Tiandi himself. Without his existence, the Hun clan would never have endured until this day. Nihility, sir, the grey-faced elder sighed. Anger serves no purpose now. The Alliance army has not suffered significant losses, while our own life force has been almost completely exhausted. Reusing the formation is impossible. Though Hun Yuantian had committed an unforgivable mistake, he was still a veteran of the Hun clan. Killing him now would only weaken their already strained strength. The nihility, devouring flames expression remained gloomy as he glanced toward the distant Alliance army. Although they had suffered some losses within the Death World, their combat strength remained formidable. Withdraw for today, nihility do it. An icy voice suddenly echoed beside the ears of the Hun clan experts. Their bodies shuddered involuntarily. That voice belonged to Hun Tiandi. Humph! The nihility-devouring flame snorted coldly. He shot Hun Yuantian one last ruthless glare, but did not dare defy Hun Tiandi's order. Drawing in a deep breath, his body suddenly began to swell violently. A torrent of black flames erupted outward, sweeping across the heavens in an instant. The lush forests of the Burial Mountain range below were reduced to ashes, and even the mountain rocks crumbled into dust. The Alliance army's vigilance surged. Xiao Yan's expression turned grave as he rose into the sky. Little Yi stood fiercely upon his shoulder. The pink, purifying demonic lotus flame spread across the firmament, forming a massive curtain of fire that enveloped the Alliance army. With Xiao Yan's current spiritual strength, he could easily unleash the flame's full power. Roar. The nihility-devouring flame's icy gaze locked onto Xiao Yan. A low, beast-like growl rumbled from his throat. In the next instant, his 1,000-foot body suddenly exploded. Boom! The explosion shook the heavens and the earth. Black flames flooded the sky, rapidly converging at the point of detonation. In mere moments, a rapidly rotating black flame vortex formed in the air. As though receiving a silent command, the Hun clan experts rushed forward without a word, shooting straight into the black vortex. They're escaping. Lei Ying and the others' expressions changed drastically. Countless experts rose into the air, unleashing powerful Do Qi attacks without waiting for orders. Attacks rained down from all directions toward the black vortex. Humph! From within the vortex, the nihility-devouring flame snorted coldly. Black flames erupted violently, colliding head-on with the incoming attacks. A terrifying, devouring force burst forth, swallowing the attacks one after another. Trying to leave, it won't be that easy. Xiao Yan's eyes locked onto his target as he let out a cold laugh. His hand seals shifted rapidly, and a 10,000-foot Dharma figure slowly emerged. The yellow spring divine anger unleashed by his Dai-state soul was even more terrifying than his extermination fire lotus. It was a crushing assault against those whose spiritual strength paled in comparison. Soul injuries were not something that could be healed through mere rest. Ma! The instant the figure appeared, an earth-shaking spiritual attack blasted forth. Even the devouring power of the black flames was forcibly shattered. The spiritual strike slammed ruthlessly into the vortex. instantly causing the bodies of over 100 Hun Clan experts to explode into blood mist, scattering within the black flames. The vortex trembled violently, accompanied by a muffled groan. Clearly, even the nihility-devouring flame was struggling to endure such an assault. Attack together. Xiao Yan shouted, deeply frowning, when he saw that the yellow spring divine anger alone was unable to destroy the vortex. With Gu Yuan temporarily restrained, no one in the alliance objected to Xiao Yan's commands. Even Lei Ying and the others silently nodded after sensing the terrifying might of his spiritual strength. In terms of combat capability alone, Xiao Yan was already on par with them. At his command, countless experts surged into the sky. Various Du skills erupted simultaneously, shaking the heavens. The overwhelming barrage was so dense that even the nihility-devouring flame felt his scalp go numb. Buzz buzz. A hurried buzzing sound emerged from the vortex. In the next instant, endless black light erupted outward. A beam of black radiance that blotted out the sky collided violently with the Alliance's attacks. An indescribably terrifying energy shockwave swept across the heavens, cleaving the entire mountain range in two. 100,000-foot-deep ravine stretched all the way to the horizon. "Stop them! We cannot let them escape with the ancient jades," Xiao Yan shouted as his gaze pierced the chaotic battlefield. 9 lightning calamity palm, burning flame, blazing sky, yellow spring, divine anger. The true powerhouses of the Alliance unleashed their strongest attacks in unison. The heavens themselves seemed to change color. Observers far away felt their hearts tremble in terror, while weaker individuals were directly forced to the ground. Never before had they witnessed such overwhelming might. Bastard! From within the vortex, the nihility-devouring flame cursed angrily. He could no longer withstand such an onslaught. Just as the terrifying attacks were about to strike, a tall figure suddenly appeared in a flash. His expression was dark and solemn. With a violent tearing motion, he ripped open space itself. A massive spatial fissure swallowed all of the Alliance's attacks in an instant. Hun Tiandi. Xiao Yan's expression sank the moment he saw the figure. Space beside him rippled as Gu Yuan emerged. His hair was disheveled, and an aura so terrifying it made even Xiao Yan uneasy, spread outward, causing the surrounding space to repeatedly shatter and heal. What an impressive Xiao Yan! Hun Tiandi's once calm face was now filled with icy killing intent. He naturally understood that Xiao Yan's theft of the deathly silence gate had completely ruined the Hun Clan's plan to devastate the Alliance here. Xiao Yan stared back with equal coldness, killing intent unhidden in his eyes. He too wished to slay Hun Tiandi. "Gu Yuan, consider yourselves fortunate this time," Hun Tiandi said coldly. "I have already gathered all the ancient jades. Once I advance into the Dodi realm, your 3 clans and the Sky Mansion Alliance will be wiped from the Do-Chi continent." His gaze shifted from Xiao Yan to Gu Yuan. A chilling smile slowly rose on his face as his body retreated step by step into the vortex. The vortex trembled and swiftly vanished, and the black flames covering the sky gradually faded. "Gu Yuan, wait for me. The next time we meet, all of you will kneel and tremble beneath my feet." Ha ha ha. Though the vortex disappeared, Hun Tiandi's cold laughter echoed through the heavens for a long time. Xiao Yan stared at the spot where it had vanished, his expression icy as his fists clenched tightly. Even with the combined might of the 3 clans and the Sky Mansion Alliance, they had still failed to stop the Hun Clan. They were simply too powerful. This chapter is made possible thanks to the support of our channel members. Special thanks to our first members for supporting the channel from the very beginning.